Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM. And in this one, we're going to cover the process for removing a user. So scenario is when an employee leaves your organization, you'll need to remove their access to the Workbooks CRM system. But of course, it's crucial to retain their records and all the activities that they've logged in the system. So we're going to cover in this session the whole process for you, removing the old user, reassign the license to new user. Hopefully there's a replacement for old user leaving, and then what to do with the old pending activities of the previous user that might need to be reallocated. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague today, Stuart Lawrence-Hind, and our company Wizard Systems. We're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks. We help out organizations use simple solutions to improve their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So those of you on here live for this event, thanks very much for joining us. This is one of our regular series of short presentations focusing on different topics in and around Workbooks. And as I say, in this one, we're going to cover how to remove old users from the system. Now, the audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got a question, please pop that into your question section on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer that at the end. So let me hand over to you, Stuart.
As Tim mentioned, we've been tasked with updating workbooks as an employee has left the organization. So we need to remove their access rights to Workbooks CRM. However, it's crucial to retain the records and the activities that they've logged in the system. So how do we get this right? So instead of deleting the user, we need to deactivate their account. And to do that, you're removing their access to Workbooks and making the license available to their replacement or to another user. So let's start with the account itself. I've got the user screen open, obviously launched from start and configuration. And I have a couple of users here that I can show. So let's click on Holly to open one account. I'll move this to one side and I'll bring up David to the other so we can see the difference between the two accounts. Let me minimize that. And it is just a case of going through the live account and turning things off. You can see here that Holly's account on the right, the login has been disabled. Straight away, that prevents the user from logging into the system. However, the license is still in use. And if we scroll down, any extensions that they've been allocated are still in use. So the Outlook connector, the Exchange sync, custom record types, the mapping module are all still allocated to this user, even though they can't log in. So what you'll need to do is you need to untick these options and then change the allocated edition from the version that you've got to no edition. And when we save and close this, that is it. This account, in this case, this demo system, Holly's account, Holly's locked out, and everything that was assigned to her from a plugin or add-in feature is then put back into the pot for another user to take over. So that's the security side of things. Let me close that. So on to the next bit, which was ownership. So you may have the user in the system, they may have leads and organizations and people that were all assigned to this person. What you'll need to do is you need to tell the system these now belong to someone else. And in Workbooks, again, there's an easy way to do it. If I bring up the lead screen, for example, I went the easy way. I opened the leads page, all the leads, and I just created a really simple filter at the top. So I don't want closed, I don't want to see converted, but I only want to see this person. In this case, I've gone with Daniel Demo, a great name for the demo system. And they've got 2. Now, I could, with 2, just go into these records and change the assigned to someone else. If this list had returned a lot more, I could then use the bulk action and reassign these records, give them to another salesperson or to a leads queue. So that's the lead, and you repeat this process, as I said, for organizations that this person may own, for people that this person may own, and that's them allocated to somewhere else. One of the things that was mentioned in Tim's introduction is the activity. So everything that we're doing here only is stopping the user from changes going forward. We've stopped their access, and we've allocated everything that they've done to someone else. Everything that the person has done is all still in there. It's every call they made, everything they did is already in the system, and this means that you can report on it and nothing is lost. Okay, item 4, activities. Now this is similar to what we did with leads, but it would just be an activities screen here. And again, I've just gone for all open activities. Another really simple one, because this is open activities. Again, I've just had to do a simple filter to say, just show me the ones that belong to Daniel. And again, it's just a case of making sure I've got the right filter, show the right things, go to the system and say, can you reassign these? And again, as they're open, it will just reassign them to someone else to make sure that they're done. And repeat this for each of the various tasks that you might have, tasks, meetings, events, if you have events that are scheduled to them as well. The last part is the one that occasionally gets overlooked, and I'll go into this one to show you. Tucked away in the customization is an automation screen. If we go down to processes, I pick on the one that belongs to me. It's worth checking to see if the user that you've just stopped working has any process or script that are running as them, because obviously they will stop working. So when you go into one of these, scroll down and check to make sure that the required user is an active user in the system, or if possible, and it's not a security risk, change the user that runs the process to automation, which is a built-in Workbooks user that runs things automatically for you. Again, save and close that, and that keeps the process running long after this person's left. And by following these steps, which we hope are simple, you can safely remove a Workbook's user's access, preserving the data and maintaining the integrity of your system. And with that, I'll hand things back to Tim.
Thanks very much, Stuart. As you can see, really simple, easy procedure. History, things that user's done unaffected, but a really simple process of adjusting the license, reassigning the activities, the open activities, and if you are using it, check your automations as well. So before we pop into the little Q&A session that we've got, just a brief mention about Wizard. We are a long-standing provider of different CRM solutions, including workbooks. As regards workbooks, we have a lot of expertise around the product. We've been supplying it now for over 14 years. We provide any kind of implementation service around it and any kind of training that you want as well, plus the ongoing technical support. If you get stuck, you've got a query, we're here to help you and assist you. So questions then, Stuart, that I've got. First one from Natalie. What's the best way to handle shared records or collaborative projects when removing a user? How can we ensure nothing falls through the cracks? Okay, which you might have joint ownership of projects and big accounts. Yeah, good question.
Absolutely. This is where something we did a little while ago, queues come into place. And what I would do is I would maybe make a new queue with these 2 or 3 people, including the person that's leaving, and then assign these projects or activities to this queue, then even though the person's left, the other members of the queue are still active and they'll still see these reports and other activities.
Okay. Frank is asking, are there any legal or compliance issues we need to consider when retaining a former employee's data in our CRM system? That's a good one.
Right. But from a user's data point of view, there's probably minimal information in there, and most of it will be company related. But it might be one for your data officer just to be absolutely aware. But apart from someone's mobile, which is probably a business mobile anyway, and their company email address, there isn't really much personal information in there.
No, I must say from experience, it doesn't often come up, that sort of question, when someone leaves. I guess an organization would protect themselves with the ownership of the data. The data belongs to the company. When somebody leaves, of course, Workbooks is very, very secure, but you want to make sure that the employee that leaves, they're not taking any records with them, so that there would be that other aspect as well. But Workbooks itself, ultra secure, impossible for someone to export the records, and you'd obviously checked on that in the setup of that user to make sure that users can't export records or delete records. Good question. We're not legal experts, so please consult your legal partner. Right. I don't think there's any more questions, Stuart. So thanks very much. Those of you on here live, current version then is 7.3. We've got a Mastering Workbooks course on Monday. Please contact us for more information on that. And if you've got any suggestions for future workbooks, little topics there that might be of interest to the community at large, please get in touch with us. With assistance, we're happy to consider those. So thanks again, those of you on here live. We'll catch up with you soon on the next event. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.